Let's spend some time now talking about the Modi government's handling of the Indian economy and how do people perceive this. So question number one, in the section on the economy, how do people think the government is doing on the handling of the economy? 47% of the respondents in this poll are saying the government they think is doing a good job. 54% said good last time. Before that it was 48. So about half the respondents think the government is doing a good job, and about 3 in 10 respondents think the government isn't doing a good job. What's the view on the unemployment situation? On the question of unemployment, 72% say the problem with unemployment is serious, 10% say the problem with unemployment is not serious. Has the government been able to generate enough jobs? 30% say yes, indeed, adequate number of jobs are being generated. 34% say no, not at all, there aren't enough jobs. 24% say okay, some jobs are being generated, but that isn't enough. Who managed the economy better? Was the economy better handled under economist Manmohan Singh or under Prime Minister Narendra Modi? Now, in response to this, 44% of the respondents say that Narendra Modi is handling the economy better. 42% say Manmohan Singh handled the economy better. Shankar Iyer, what do you make of the fact that non-economist Narendra Modi gets 2% more marks if this was an exam than the formidable economist Manmohan Singh, who only 42% of the respondents thought handled the economy better? Why is Manmohan Singh losing to non-economist Modi on the question of the handling of the economy?
Well, handling of the economy is a very contextual question, Rahul. The fact is, under the Modi regime, projects have been implemented better, more efficiently. There are certain programs that have been pushed through, certain subsidies have been cut. And also, you have to, there's an old maxim, the leader is only as good as his team or as good as its implementation of his decision. So in the case of the Modi government, the articulation, the communication about the economy, the blitzkrieg that is launched on every decision is far more pervasive than probably the silent era of Manmohan Singh. So that having been said, what is interesting in this poll is consistently, and Yashwant might want to sort of add to this, is the outlook on the management of the economy beyond the optics of who did better. Look at the unemployment thing, and it sort of reflects the K-shaped economy that we are all faced with. And unemployment in India is quite paradoxical in a sense, because there is unemployment, and then there are 2 million government posts vacant. I think the focus of the people, the 70+% who are worried about unemployment, is not who managed better, but why isn't it getting managed better?
That is a consistent theme in a way, Yashwant, of all your polls now. If there was one hot button issue on which is an Achilles heel for this government, it is unemployment. Because when you ask, has the Modi government been able to generate jobs? Only 30% says yes. Little jobs is 24% say little job, not at all 34%. So if I add 34 to 24, 58% are saying either very few jobs or none at all have been generated. And 72% say the unemployment situation is serious. Now, the Modi government will argue and say this is, there has been a global downturn. We've struggled with COVID, with Ukraine. But the public out there is not interested in that. While they give the Modi government reasonable marks and not good marks, 44 versus 42 is not a big gap, on handling the overall economy well, on unemployment specifically, there is genuine sense of concern. And we are consistently seeing it in all your Mood of the Nations.
Absolutely. There is a very, very serious concerns about unemployment, and also about the day-to-day budget of running the kitchen as well, Rajdeep. This has been so consistent and initially we thought that it would be purely because of the COVID impact, but for the last 30 months in a row in our tracker, the number of people who are saying that managing the domestic budget has become difficult. The numbers are alarming. more than 2 out of, I mean, it's like 2
No,
out of
I'll
every
give you
3
forecast,
Indians, in that
forecast
way,
of household incomes, only 22% are saying will improve, 36% are saying will remain the same, and 33% are saying will worsen.
Exactly.
Are you getting, Siddharth Zarabi, a sense that when it comes to the economy out there, there is a feel-bad factor? You know, I saw a poll recently about how businesses are planning to invest more. They believe consumption is finally picking up. But out there, at the bottom of the pyramid or just above it, people are hurting, is what our poll suggests.
Rajdeep, if we add the entire sort of perception-related findings that this survey presents, you have to look at inflation as the single biggest concern, because that it eats into income, and also look at the unemployment rate. I would say that the pressure and the perception, therefore, being negative in terms of the numbers that have been just described, is related to inflation now at a 15-month high. And inflation does not just impact present, but it impacts future spending ability and the confidence of any employed person. Big business versus small business, that's a debate that's been there for many, many years now. But I would say that the feel-good factor being marred is on account of inflation, and it's happened despite the RBI raising interest rates and despite now a 1-year freeze on petrol and diesel prices. So it
Siddharth,
is,
you've been
in
at
fact,
the
the most
B20
serious
conference
finding
the whole
according to
day.
me.
This is where a galaxy of top Indian and global CEOs have come together to talk about, where India is, what's happening in the B20, in the build-up to the G20. What's the mood that you've picked up there? What's the mood at that B20, especially when it comes to wanting to invest in the India story, Siddharth?
Absolutely bullish. And there have been several B20s that I've seen and witnessed and reported in the past. This is absolutely bullish, primarily on account of the fact that at the macro level, at the entire country level, from an investment flow, from a rules, policy, architecture based, this is the biggest and best opportunity for big business. And big business is able to deploy very large amounts of capital. And if you look at the CMIE employment tracker, which I think is the best tracker in real terms rather than a perception survey, big business has also been employing a whole lot of numbers. The pain points really are coming from the MSME space that does not get really represented, Rahul, at events like this. But when it comes to the world, they genuinely and seriously believe that India has its act together right now and provide an alternative, a genuine alternative to China, which for various reasons is in extreme or perhaps significant economic disarray.